Alright class, hey, let's take a look at, this is section 9.6. This is on series. And so this series are when you take a whole bunch of sums and add them together, and we try to figure out an easier way to determine what those are. So this is actually number 1 out of the book. It's saying what's 1 plus 4 plus 16 plus 64 plus blah blah blah. And so you see each time it's being multiplied by 4 times 4 times 4. So it's the sum of a geometric sequence. So how can we figure this out without adding all the terms? Because over on number 2 you see that we want to try to create a formula of how we can do this. So let's just try this here. And here's a technique to do this. And so what we'll do is let's let S for a series equal what that is. 1 plus 4 plus 16 plus 64 plus plus. Okay, so we got S is equal to what we want. Now here's a way we can determine what this is since we're multiplying by 4 each time, multiply the whole thing by 4. So 4 times S equals, so if you do something to one side you have to do it to the other. So we multiply 4 times this sum. 1 plus 4 plus 16 plus, I'm going to use dot dot dot, plus 4096. Okay, so now we've got 4s equals, now let's do distributive property with this 4 here. So we end up with 4 plus 16 plus 64 plus dot 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 plus 4096 plus, so now we've got one more term. So 4 times 4096, I need a calculator for that, hold on. Alright, so that's 16,384. Okay, so that's what 4s equals. Now we're going to do a little technique, and you can read through the book and it shows how to do this, is we're going to subtract the original s minus s. Okay, but remember s equaled this original thing up here. 1 plus 4 plus blah 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 blah, all this. So we're going to go, this is 1 plus 4 plus 16 plus 64 plus dot 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 plus 4096. So now what you'll notice is this 4s equals this part, and minus s is minus, well, so it's actually minus this whole thing. So what happens now, 4s, if we subtract 4s minus s, we're left with 3s equals, now take a look at what happens here. We end up with a negative 1, right? But then 4 minus 4, that's gone. 16 minus 16, that's gone. 64 minus 64, that's gone. Gone, 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 gone. All the way down to here, so we've just got plus 16,384. Okay, now we want to solve for s. So now what we'll do is divide both sides by 3. And so we get s equals, I'm going to write it as 16,384 minus 1 over 3. And so what does that end up giving us? 384 minus 1 divided by 3, 5,461. Okay, so see how I did that? For the homework problem is number 4, which is actually going to be when you multiply by 5 each time, but the technique's going to be really similar. Let's look at number 2 up here. So what we want to do is, suppose we've got this sum of a geometric sequence, so it's a series, where we add multiplying by 4 each time. And we want to figure out what that is. And it goes up to n, so the n could be anything. I mean, it could be huge. There's got to be a short way to figure this out. Well, again, let's go and say let s equal that thing. 1 plus 4 plus 4 squared, which is 16, plus 4 to the third, which is the 256. So it's just like the one we just did. but it goes all the way to 4 to the n power, and we don't know what n is. So we want to try to create a formula, because obviously if n's really big, this is going to be a huge pain to figure out. And so that's why we want to get a formula for it. Okay, so what we'll do is, again, consider 4, excuse me, 4s equals, and so we'll multiply this side by 4, so we got 4 times 1 plus 4 squared plus 4 to the third plus dot 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 plus 4 to the n. Okay, and again, for the homework one, it's going to be the exact same thing, except it's going to be 5s instead. Okay, so now we do a little distributive property action, and so we got 4 times 1 is 4, plus 4 times 4 is 4 squared, plus, now 4 times 4 squared is 4 to the third, plus dot dot dot, so we got plus 4 to the n, and then we got to do 4 times 4 to the n. So that's 4 to the n plus 1, right? We're just taking it up one more power. All right, so now we do like what we did on the last one is, so that's 4s. Now let's subtract s, and we get this kind of cool thing where we go, okay, subtracting s is going to be minus s, so it's going to be 1 plus 4 squared plus 4 to the third plus dot 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 plus 4 to the n. Okay, and then we go ahead and subtract. So 4s minus s, again, is 3s equals, and now here's what's cool, is a whole bunch of stuff cancels out. So we end up with negative 1, but then 4 minus 4 is gone, 4 squared minus 4 squared is gone, 4 to the third minus 4 third is gone, all the way to this one. So all we have left is plus 4 to the n plus 1. And so now we want to solve for s. So we divide both sides by 3. And so now we have our formula. So s equals, and I'll rewrite as 4 to the n plus 1 minus 1 over 3. So there's our formula where we don't have to do a whole bunch of adding. Whoa, it's not on the screen. Sorry about that. We don't have to do a whole bunch of adding. We just plug in right here. And so let's test it from our last one. So on our last one, it was where n went to the term 4096, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is where n equals 7, 4 to the 7th. So we're doing a little check here, in a sense. So, and what was our answer? Our answer was like 5,000 something. So let's go ahead and plug this in. We'll go s, and we'll put a little 7 right here to show that it's the 7th term. So 4 to the 8th power. Well, let me show that step. So I'm just plugging it into this formula here. Okay, 4 to the n plus 1, so it would be 4 to the 8th minus 1 divided by 3. So S7 is going to be, let me get out my calculator, 4 raised to the 8th power minus 1 divided by 3. Learning opportunity. Okay, and so I get this. It doesn't match. Why not? Hopefully you're still watching and you're like, oh my god, math is ruined. Okay, this is important. This stuff happens in math and you got to figure out, oh, what's wrong. Okay, so I'm going to go up here, and I thought that this was the 7th term, right? I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But think about this. This is actually the 0th term. 4 to the 0, 4 to the 1st, 4 squared, blah, 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 all the way to the 6th. So we're actually looking at 4 to the 6th. Okay, so if we use our formula, S7 equals, plug this in. Sorry, not S7. It's the 6th term. And we should end up with 5,000 something like we got on the last page. we should get 5461. So we pop this in. So this is going to be 4 to the n plus 1. We want to know it for this, and n is 6. So that'll be a 7. And we get s sub 6. Alright, come on. 4 raised to the 7th minus 1 divided by 3. 5461. Okay, so math is not ruined. It works. We just make mistakes sometimes. Hopefully this helps. Take a look at this video a lot. This should really help you with that homework problem number 4. And just send me an email if you really get stuck on it. And hopefully this you're able to do it. Nice.